see it everywhere. Virginia is for lovers, but many of these drivers live in Maryland.
They don't care what the rules are, whether it relates to speeding or whether it relates to insurance or probably many other things in their life. They're just going to do what they want to do.
A big banner even reads Virginia Tags, but this is not in the Commonwealth. It's posted up along Hillen Street in downtown Baltimore.
Not only is it inappropriate, in my opinion, it was pretty blatant.
Al Redmer Jr. has seen the signs. He runs Maryland Auto, a group that helps drivers fall in line with the law, many struggling financially or with less than perfect driving records.
We have way too many uninsured drivers, and we are all potential victims of being hit by an uninsured motorist.
In Maryland, vehicles must be titled and registered with the Motor Vehicle Administration, as well as insured within 60 days of moving here. But Virginia law allows people to bypass that requirement. The state allows non-residents to register, unlike other surrounding states. For Marylanders, that means paying less in registration fees, avoiding stricter insurance requirements, and the ability to steer clear of paying off penalties, which would prevent renewal in Maryland. A recent report looks at how many Marylanders have vehicles registered in Virginia. We're at one of the busiest intersections in the city to observe how many vehicles with Virginia plates drive through this intersection in a matter of minutes. There's 1, 4, 10, 17. Our count is over 20, and that's not to say that those vehicles are all wrongly registered, but it does point out how many Virginia plates are driving on Maryland roads. It's why the MVA is working with Virginia to get a count of vehicles registered there with Maryland addresses. In November 2023, 101,000 records showed VA tags for a Maryland resident. In June 2024, that number only increased to 111,000 despite efforts to contact owners. It's a potential loss of up to $12 million for the state, while those who do follow the law are also losing out.
I definitely feel like in Baltimore more than ever, people are driving uninsured. And I think that it creates a situation where you're falling back on your own insurance to pay for things that you aren't responsible for more often than not.
If you're hit by an uninsured driver, you have to get your personal insurance to cover the claim. That's on top of already high insurance costs and recent increases.
It became a really big issue when we started getting more and more customers with Virginia tags, and they asked us, do we do Virginia tags? I'm like, no, we do Maryland.
Maryland Speedy Tag and Title started seeing it a few years ago. Lisa Tompas explains that it's illegal, but she says many leave and take the chance rather than transferring their registration to Maryland.
We make it real simple for you. It's an easy process. We tell you all the paperwork you need is not much, but it will make you legal to drive.
So what can be done to make drivers hit the brakes at the border? Right now, the MVA can issue a citation or take an out-of-state plate under specific circumstances, but they don't have the time and resources to make a dent in the issue. This past summer, Virginia did take a step toward closing the loophole, requiring drivers to have insurance in order to register a vehicle rather than paying a fee to renew if they don't have it. But Redmer says it'll take time for drivers to come into compliance, especially those who have no interest in following the law.
We had thousands and thousands of folks traveling in the state of Maryland. They live in Maryland without automobile insurance sanctioned by the state of Virginia.
The issue has gone before Maryland lawmakers in recent years, but so far nothing has passed. Now, MVA wants state leadership to consider options, like mandating legal out-of-state drivers to display a permit, or allowing the MVA to enforce requirements and additional penalties.
We are all well aware of the Virginia problem.
The report underscores that sentiment, stating improper vehicle registration will continue to be challenging as long as the Commonwealth of Virginia registers vehicles without residency requirements. For 11 News Investigates, I'm Tommy Clark, WBAL TV 11 News.